I wanted to do a video of my Super Hawk, since I gotta have it out here to clean it, and it'll help me look it over too. When you clean a motorcycle, you gotta inspect everything too. I'm pretty picky that way. This is a 1997 Honda VTR 1000F. It's a V-twin motorcycle. Got a twin cylinder in there. It's carbureted. It has the biggest carburetors Honda ever put on a motorcycle. 52 millimeter flat slide smooth bores. Produces 105 horsepower at the rear wheel. 65 foot-pounds of torque. That's a 180. Still the common sport bike tire, although this bike is not a sport bike. This bike is its own deal. It's in between a sport bike and a sport touring bike. Kind of revolutionary design for Honda. It's basically a Ducati 916 ripoff that's not so sport bike oriented. It shares the exact same rake, trail, and wheelbase as the 916. Exactly, down to the millimeter. The V-twin Italian bikes were very popular when this came out. Sport bikes, big ones. You know, you had Ducati, some other Italian manufacturers that were producing big V-twin sport bikes, and Honda wanted in on the game, and this was their answer. It didn't do too well in the United States, but it did very well in Europe. They call it the Firestorm in Europe. Very high quality machine here. This is probably the golden age of Honda. You know, you talk about the golden age of Gibson or something. The quality is just unbelievable. The paint, the fit and finish, everything. This thing sounds so amazing. I don't want to rev it very high because it's not under engine load, but it sounds amazing out on the open road going through the gears. It says it'll do 180. That's pretty optimistic. I've had it on my GPS. I've gotten it up to about 154, and it might have had a little bit left. It's a very fast machine though, but very controllable and very stable. This chassis is extremely stable. The most stable machine I've ever ridden. And I've ridden a lot of motorcycles. I've had a motorcycle endorsement to ride on the street here in Washington since 1975. So I've been around a little bit. And you can see that it utilizes the engine as a stressed member. The engine is a stressed member, meaning that the frame stops here and the engine takes over. Somewhat of a delta box frame. This design was popular in some motorcycles, even in racing for a while, but they've since gone away from it. The brakes are adequate, although nothing like the new radials they have now. These bikes are a good platform, though. You can upgrade them. You can put higher performance parts on them. Will they be as good as a modern sport bike? No. But they're kind of their own deal, this bike. It's not really a sport bike. It is in between a sport bike and a sport touring bike. But I can constantly upgrade it because I've got the popular rubber size, a 180 radial in the back here and a 120 up front. So that's still one of the dominating sizes in sports bikes. So all of the tire technology goes into those sizes, and I can glean that benefit because every time I change tires on this thing, the bike gets better. tire technology is amazing. These are dual compound radials. They're softer on the edges where you lean the bike, harder in the middle so you get more life out of them. Most of this fuel tank that looks like a fuel tank is actually an air box for the carburetors. The thing I like most about this bike is just the way it sounds. V-twins are just unbelievable. They got great torque. This thing has wallop amount of torque right off the stoplight. It sounds amazing. I can't rev it up very high when it's sitting static like this. Doesn't have a load on the motor, and that's not good for them, but I can rev it up a little bit. The radiators are on the side, contributes to a very aerodynamic and slim front profile. I got a zero gravity shield here, Corbin seat. I've also got these bar risers in here. These bar risers bring it up a little bit, make it a little bit more tolerable. And this thing will run a high 10-second quarter mile in the 10.9s. Like I said, top speed 150 plus, 155 maybe. But yeah, I love this bike. I love the way it sounds. It sounds like it sounds like a dream. But anyway, there's a quick look at my 23-year-old Honda, I guess. And this is probably made in 1996. It says 97, but I think they started manufacturing late 96. So yeah, it's been around. You'll never see one in this condition. Rarely. There might be some in Europe, but they call them the Firestorm in Europe. But the paint, the quality, the fit and finish, just everything. You gotta love Hondas. You just gotta love Hondas. They are a notch above every other Japanese bike as far as fit and finish and quality. Ooh. I like all Japanese bikes, every one of them. Kawasaki's my second favorite. Well, Kawasaki's probably my first favorite. And Suzuki's, Yamaha's, they're all amazing. Let's see if you can hear it better back here. Yeah, this thing means business, and it gets up to speed very quickly, and you don't have to do a lot of gear shifting because you got a shitload of torque. That's the air intakes. It's also got an oil cooler. It's got a big oil cooler too. These radiators never had an overheating problem. Probably the most stable machine I've ever ridden. There's no quirky wobblies with this bike at speed or at no speed or at low speed. It is as stable a platform as you can get on two wheels. I will assure you of that. Even at full lean with the mushy suspension, it's still very, very planted. It's a word motorcyclists would use, planted. But anyway, there's a little look at my beautiful Honda. See if it wants to say goodbye.